Classic Leap Podcast time!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 303 of the Classic Elite Podcast. My name is Scott. My co-host is Kevin. What's going on, man?
Hey, you guys! That's a Goonies reference.
Is that what you've been watching on Disney Plus?
No, we'll get to Disney Plus.
We'll talk about Disney Plus. There's a lot of Disney. So yeah, we're gonna talk. This is a video game podcast, so welcome. We are gonna talk about some Disney Plus today as well, but we're gonna cover some gaming news and what we've been playing. It has been 2 weeks since we have recorded. Last time was the day before Halloween. So
Yep.
Kevin, how was your Halloween, man? Halloween.
It was awful because it was pouring rain here.
Yeah, it was shitty.
And I wore my same Batman costume that I wore on a podcast, and I had to use my cape as an umbrella for my daughter.
Oh, no. Well, at least you did. Batman's known as being functional with his suit, so
yeah, I mean, we still did it. It was, just in our neighborhood. It was fun. We still have candy. My teeth hurt, but no, it was good.
There was like 8 people that came, so if you stopped by my house, you got hooked up because the weather was so bad.
Too?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
I'm not that far away from you, so yeah, it's.
But where I work and where I live, even though it's different city, it's like snowing and blizzard where I work, and at home it's like rainbows and sunshine.
Gotcha. San Francisco's like that. Like different areas of San Francisco can have a 20-degree difference.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
But yeah, it was a kind of a Halloween night that you would think of as a director, like it was blustery and windy and cold, and yeah, not fun for trick-or-treating, but also it was Veterans Day for those of you in the U.S. Shout out to the veterans. Shout out to Dustin, co-host.
Yeah, it was Remembrance Day in Canada.
Okay, yeah, there you go. So yeah, Dustin did
poppies.
He did. You did what?
Poppies.
What's that?
In Flanders Field, the flowers grow beyond or something, row on row.
Is that a
poppies? The little red flowers.
No, I get that part, like in Wizard of Oz and heroin and all that. But but why? I don't get the song you're singing.
Oh no, it's a poem written by Canadian.
Oh, okay. I'm not aware of the poem.
Oh yeah, and in Flanders Field, I believe it's on our $5 bill.
Oh,
in the background,
okay.
unless that's changed already. Yeah,
cool.
And if you're Canadian, you know Don Cherry. He got fired because he's a
person,
bit of a racist.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, yes, happy Veterans Day and Remembrance Day to everybody.
Yeah, and shout out to Dustin.
You guys actually had a day off, right?
Yeah, not all of us, but I did at work. It was nice.
Nice.
But yeah, Dustin did 2 tours in Iraq, so I always think of him on, or not Iraq, the Middle East. I believe he was in Iraq at times, but.
Yeah, that still blows my mind. I remember first hearing that, and I was like,
dude. What? I know, man. Like, I'm pretty sure he was infantry, too.
Fuck.
Like,
I get scared of a door slam.
Seriously, man. So, yeah. I really, it's not hollow. I really mean it. Like, to shout out to the veterans. So anyways, yeah, it is. I'm glad you had a good Halloween. Glad your daughter had a good time. Yeah, Oh, also, I saw Tool since the last show.
Yes.
If you've never seen Tool live, please go.
I've seen a hammer once. Oh boy!
You are you're a true dad.
Yeah, so, I don't know how to use a hammer or a saw blade.
I've been actually
or
really
drill.
I don't either. I've been really proud of myself though. I fixed 3 outlets in my house that have been bugging me forever. I have one of those faucets in my kitchen that the actual nozzle like pulls out as well as a sprayer.
Yeah,
but it always
like the hose.
Yeah, but it's all one. Some sinks like have the hose on the side or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was the wimpiest like retractor. So I added some weights and fixed that, and then also finally fixed a heating problem I've been having in my house since I bought it like 6 years ago. I finally figured something out. I try something new every year, and I was just very proud of myself. I was a very handy person because I'm normally.
See, but you own your house, right?
I do. Yeah. If I lived in an apartment, I wouldn't be messing with this stuff.
See, this is a rental, hence the toque, because it's freezing in the basement.
Yeah, but imagine if like there was no one to call and complain to, and you just were stuck with it. Like I gotta figure this out, and I can't.
Well, I don't because I'm too scared.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
I'm like, hey, the heater's not working. We fixed it. No, you didn't. Yes, we did. Okay. Yes, we did.
At that point, yeah. What are you gonna do? For me, it stinks. It's like instead of the landlord saying no, it's my bank account saying no. They're like, if you call a plumber, it's gonna be $10,000 to fix this. Do you want to spend $10,000 right now?
It's okay.
Like, that Amazon space heater for $40 is looking awesome right now.
I have a space heater in my kitchen right now too.
Yeah. So, but I think maybe those days are behind me. Maybe. We'll see.
Oh, one of the most manliest things I did was recaulk my bathtub. You know,
Okay.
like the edges because they're all moldy and stuff. So I went in there with a blade and I cut out the old rubber.
Yeah.
And then I put in the caulking and I squeezed it. And I looked online and they said you could use your finger to smooth it or an ice cube. So I used an ice cube.
Ice cube. That's clever.
Yeah. So I used the ice cube against the edges, and of course it would drop in the bathtub and go like ding 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 ding. So
Sure.
I pick it up and go through again, and ding 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 ding. And halfway through I regretted it, but it worked until it got moldy again. I gotta do it again because apartment rental downtown Toronto. Yay!
Yeah.
Fun.
Well. Yeah, I don't know. You can't. I'm proud of you, Kevin, for doing that. So.
Woo!
Yeah, let's talk about some video game news. You put something in the news here that has me extremely excited. If memory serves me correct, maybe I'm getting you mixed up with somebody else. There was a comment made 6 months, a year ago about loving Shovel Knight on Twitter, and I'm like, I can't wait for the showdown. And you're like, What is the showdown? I was so excited to expose you to this new idea of like a Smash Brothers Shovel Knight coming out.
Yeah,
And you have an update for us.
I do.
Was that you on Twitter, by the way?
Probably. I
Okay.
love Shovel Knight. It's one of those rare games, rare modern games that I purchased multiple times. The only other game I did that for was Binding of Isaac.
That would have been my guess.
But yeah, Shovel Knight's, yeah, like I think I heard you guys first talk about it, or I don't remember how I came across it. I'm sure it looks old, so I liked it.
Sure.
And the fact that they kept giving free DLC and free, I thought they're gonna go through all the knights. I guess they didn't. They went through 3: Plague Knight, 2 other ones.
Yeah, Plague. There was Treasure Trove. Is that no? That's the latest update.
Yeah.
I've played them all, but I can't.
Yeah, I know.
remember
So have I. It was the guy with the scythe,
Yes,
Sith, and the King Knight, right?
I think so. Yes.
Shit, why can I? I love the game so much. Can't remember a damn name
Yeah.
of any of the characters. Well, it's been a while since I
It's
played
called Shovel Knight, and it's the DLC. Heaven forbid you don't know the.
Yeah. It's the only, but I do wish I owned a physical copy of this game, and I'm stalling because my computer's not letting me scroll up. So if you want to go up,
Sure.
there we go.
If you look on eBay, I'm sure you can find. They've put out a lot of different iterations of Shovel Knight physically. It's not just like a limited run games.
Yeah.
LLC Incorporated or whatever. It's not.
Well, I think
I do think it exists. Like I think you can get it on the Switch physical.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because I own it on PS4, Vita, and Wii U, and 3DS, I think. But when it comes on the Switch, and if I ever do get a Switch, I plan to buy a physical copy of that because I think, I don't know, it feels like a Nintendo game.
Sure.
But now that I'm able to scroll up again, they have the final release date for all things Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. What is Treasure Trove?
I believe it is there. This is a treasure trove, a proverbial treasure trove. This is everything.
So it's a combination.
I think it's lock, stock, all DLC, all modes, everything.
So they have something called King of Cards, Shovel Knight King of Cards, and Shovel Knight Showdown, which is the multiplayer Smash Brothers, which my Bobby you were talking about.
Yeah, but I don't know what King of Cards is. This is
I don't know
new
either.
to me. I think it might be a Plague Knight type of expansion. Like where you play through the levels again. just as a different night.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I'm surprised they didn't go through all the nights. I thought that's what they were gonna do, but there's 12, right? Or is there six?
Dude, I don't remember. I don't know.
Yeah. I thought well, that's what I originally thought they were gonna do is go through a bunch of different DLC of different nights because it sounded like they were going that route with Plague Night and the other two that we can't remember right now.
But I wonder if they realize like this is all for free. Like, we're not earning much money on.
Well, sure, because everybody bought it, right? Because you've made your money on it, and I mean, if they do that, that's I don't know, that's amazing.
Well, I mean, they
But
haven't, I guess. But
say what
if
it
you had
is.
the first, if you bought it when it launched, like
Yeah.
you get all these updates they've been giving for free. Now, if you go
Yeah.
and you can't buy just one of the expansions though and get everything behind it.
No,
I
you have
did
to
buy
get
one of the.
vanilla
I spent
first.
like $8 or $9 on the on the Switch, and
Yeah.
bought the newest expansion there. But I will get Showdown through that on the Switch, and then all the other platforms as well. It's
I'm
cool.
intrigued with the Smash Brothers because it's not really a like I don't know if they're gonna change the control scheme because it's not really a floaty, jumpy kind of game. It's kind of like Mega Man. I can't imagine Mega Man that version of Smash Brothers in Mega Man style.
Yeah. Have you ever played Towerfall?
No, I don't think so.
I think that is a little more. It was like the big blockbuster exclusive for the Ouya at first, and then it ended up coming out on everything. It is a fantastic game. It's one of my favorite local co-op games I've ever played, and it's a relatively recent game. It has more of a Mega Man type of physics engine related to. If you haven't played Shovel Knight, or if you haven't played Towerfall, it's kind of really tough to describe.
Towerfall Ascension?
Yes, yeah.
I'm looking it up. I've never heard of this game.
So you're just in one single screen, and you'll have an objective. Like you can either go against one another or play cooperatively. I always thought co-op was more fun, but it's a game where you can't jump. You can wall jump and stuff. I'm pretty sure, or double jump maybe, but the gravity's heavy like in Mega Man, so you're not real floaty when you're shooting stuff around. If you've played Towerfall, that's how I'm envisioning this to feel, which is way different than Smash Brothers.
Maybe they'll speed it up, or I don't know. I'm intrigued, and I'm gonna get it, obviously.
Yes, obviously I'm going to play it,
Yeah.
and I'll make sure to download it in all the places. So that's exciting. Love Yacht Club games. Honestly, I'm pretty excited that they are maybe going to move on.
Yeah.
Like I really am chomping at the bit for something new from them.
Shovel Knight made its mark, I think, kind of like how Undertale recently did, surprisingly, for whatever reason. Like how Sans is in Smash Brothers. Have you ever played Undertale?
No, I've not.
It's a game I wish I didn't love as much as I did. It's kind of like Rick and Morty. How I love Rick and Morty, but I hate the fan base behind Rick and Morty.
Sure.
It's how I feel about Undertale. I love Undertale for what it is, but I hate the fan base behind it because, as the internet would say, they're cringy.
Sure. You know another
But
one?
I've watched. Sorry, go ahead.
I've got one of those too. Like dubstep music. It's one of those that I'm like, I kind of like that, but I'm really embarrassed about the normal fan base kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's
So I get it.
But that's the thing. I've seen every Undertale fan-made animation and music video.
Sure, and I love
And
Rick
I'm
and
like,
Morty. I
this
have
is
them all on
good.
Blu-ray, but I'm with you, man. I
Yeah.
get it. Like it's too popular, so it gets ruined by jackasses.
But it wasn't popular. That's the thing. Undertale was this Undertale. Like it was like a hidden gem, right? Before it blew up.
But it blew up. It blew up outside of games.
Yeah, but that's what I was gonna say. So I feel like this year, for whatever reason, it blew up. Because I bought Undertale because I heard great things about it. I don't know if I said this story before, but so I bought the game and I played it on the Vita, and I was like, that was good, but it was 2 hours long, and kind of wish I didn't spend $20 on that. And then I went to go watch Video Games Live in Toronto, and they were playing the song for which I've never heard of, called Megalovania, which is Sans theme song. If you know under game Undertale. And in the video they were showing in the background was you fighting him. And I said, hold on, I never fought him. So then I looked it up online and I found out the game has multiple endings and there's a genocide route and a pacifist route. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know any of this. I just played the game like a regular RPG.
Sure.
So then I played it the pacifist route. Then I played the genocide route, and I fell in love with all the characters, the story, the music, everything. That really got me into it. I didn't even know it existed. I'm like, oh,
That's
this
cool.
is why people like this game.
Yeah.
And this is like 6 months after I beat the game when I went to go watch it live. And then I see Sans in Smash Brothers. I'm like, holy shit! I didn't know that Sans had this many fans. And then recently, something called what's that other wrestling now? Not WWE.
AEW.
Yeah.
Which I only know of, whatever it is because of Twitter. The Venn diagram with video game and wrestling is like majorly overlapped. I'm like on the sliver on one of the outsides that I don't like wrestling.
For wrestling?
Yeah, I don't like
No. Well, I used to like it, but not since the Attitude Era. But
See,
then
and I was
wrestler,
even before, but even like for me, the Attitude Era makes me cringe. I'm like,
oh really,
dude? Once the Ultimate Warrior was done, I was out. Like,
oh,
the Macho Man was still, yeah. When like Hulk Hogan is a bad guy, I was out.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan,
yeah, and the wolf things like that crap.
You weren't there for when the Undertaker was a freaking American badass.
What?
And
I was there when he was new.
He rode a motorcycle to Kid Rock's. What song was it?
Bow with the
Not
Bow.
Bow with the Bow. No, not that one.
Sweet Home
American
Alabama.
Badass.
Oh, okay.
American Badass. Watch me. Yeah. Anyways, one of the wrestlers for. I love the Attitude Era.
That's so funny. It's so fun. I love the N64 games of that era, though.
Yeah,
right.
Like No Mercy and all that jazz.
Yeah, there was wasn't the Attitude Era the WC like.
No, WCW was its own thing.
No, I know it was its own thing with Eric Bischoff, and he came over, blah blah blah. Yeah. But was the Attitude Era when they had that WCW, WWF, and video games.
Yeah, they had the feud.
That area. Yeah.
Yeah, they had WCW versus NWO on the N64, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. If that was that, yeah. I want to make sure that I am in the right era. Like Kevin Nash, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I know what, because there were our football players. Sorry to jump in and take over your conversation.
No, go for it.
I thought it was the weirdest thing. The football players in our high school, I thought were ironically getting together to watch wrestling, and then my mind was blown when like the majority of our football team unironically was into wrestling. It was the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
So I heard them talk. I thought they were just joking around. They were like, fuck you, dude.
Dude, I had a thing with my friends called KWF, which is Kids Wrestling Federation.
Okay.
And we would dress up, and anyone's birthday was a pay-per-view event. Every Thursday was SmackDown at my house. I know, it's just stupid.
Oh, no, that's so fun, though. It is dumb, but it's awesome.
SmackDown at my house, and every Monday was Raw at my other buddy's house, and we broke the couches and all that. It was
dude,
really bad.
there was a time where my parents ordered new bunk beds for my brother and I, and shit got delayed. So they were supposed to be, they were a month late of arriving. So we had this single in my bed because my mom was pregnant having a baby. So Mark was moving out of his bedroom into mine. So while my mom was pregnant and they were waiting on the bunk beds to be delivered, I had an old queen mattress just in the middle of my room. And my brother and I would pretend that my dresser was a turnbuckle to do all like the like. So we do all that stuff. We put a pillow on the corner, and we would jump off it and do like elbow drops on each other. Yeah, it was all. We never surprisingly never got hurt or anything, but.
No, we never got hurt either. Every time we did a choke slam or like a body slam, we do it on my mom's couch, which is why it broke. So we're like, all right, ready for a pedigree? And then we like scruffle onto the top of the couch and do it there.
That's super fun. Yeah.
Actually, that reminds me, one of the games for PlayStation 1 I had was WWF SmackDown. And also, it's very hard for me to say WWE.
Me too. I
still say WWF.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be edgy or like go against the grain. I just can't.
It's habit.
I can't program my brain to say WWE. It sounds weird.
Like I've had friends that I was in their wedding and they've been married for 10 years. I still struggle with her name being changed because I've known her since grade school. Name, yeah. And I've been friends with both of them for 20 plus years. But something about it, it's just, it's weird.
There's the game SmackDown for PlayStation 1. There's a scene in there that always makes me laugh because, it was made by THQ. So like the written storylines are kind of shitty. So whenever you were The Rock, it would say The Rock. So instead of like, hello, Rock, it would say, hello, The Rock.
Okay.
What are you doing here? The Rock. The Rock has challenged The Rock to like it would always just
That's
say
fun.
The Rock.
That's kind of fun.
So
That's fun, Jank.
well, that's a nice programming, whatever that they didn't bother doing. I don't know, I love that. Anyways, what I was saying about that AEW.
I'm going with AEW.
All right, let's go with that. One of the wrestlers dressed up as Sans from Undertale with the Megalovania song, the theme song from Sans from Undertale. He came out. He had the mask on.
Okay.
He had the hoodie on. He had the shorts. And when he stood in front of the top of the entrance, he did this, like Sans does, and explosions and fireworks happen. Dude, I'm getting goosebumps.
That's cool.
I never heard of this guy in my life, and I watched that video like 30 times. Even like JR was like, "Oh, here comes a big slobber knocker. Here comes wrestler's name, Sans from Undertale." I'm like, he said Undertale. JR should be dead, and he's talking about Undertale.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
fun. I would get that hyped if there was something that I really enjoyed and see a wrestler do a theme around it. I would love it.
Just like hear the whole full orchestra of that song in like a wrestling arena.
Sure.
And the audience were like, "Ah!" I'm like, holy shit, Undertale's fucking huge.
Yeah.
The first thing I did was go on Twitter. I'm like, hey, Toby Fox, did you see that? I'm like, of course he knows. He licensed it.
Dude, I got burnt out on SoundCloud because all the chiptune artists that we were following were all doing Undertale remakes. I'm like, I get it.
Megalovania is a good song, man. I heard someone do it with Game Boy, just Game Boys against the wall.
You know, I like it, but I was just like, okay, like,
Yeah.
there's 10,000 of these remixes in my feed. Can you please get off on another game for a minute? Yeah, I gotta play Undertale though. It seems it's bite sized, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's 2 hours, I'd say, for one gameplay. Because you go through like a pacifist and a genocide, and it changed the writing so like I can't tell you what everyone else hasn't said already about it, but the characters are so likable, and you actually do feel bad when shit hits the fan. Like when you go on a genocide route, you're like, "Fuck, this sucks. I don't want to do this," because you grow to love the characters.
Sure,
they're actually well written. Same thing how I feel with Deltarune, and I can't wait for Deltarune to come out, which is the Undertale sequel, spiritual sequel
ish.
Yeah. But yeah, you have to play. Yeah, you got to play Undertale. It's 2 hours.
It's short, and the
so
music's
easy.
awesome, and it's inspired by old stuff. So there's no reason
well, I
for me
wouldn't
to
say
not
it's
give it.
easy. Megalovania or Sans' fight took me about 2 weeks to beat.
Did I say easy?
No,
I
I said
meant-
easy.
oh,
I said
okay.
it's easy, and it's a fast game to play, but it's not easy if you do the genocide route.
Okay, well that's good. Then there's multiple. Like if I'm into it, like give me. It's nice if you're really into a game, crank the difficulty, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that wraps up Shovel Knight. That's how we got to Shovel Knight.
Wow.
Come back around. So, keep an eye out for all that. December 10th, new expansion, it looks like. Or maybe, I was like, it's called the King of Cards or something of cards. I was like, they're not doing like a Hearthstone or a like deck kind of game. I think it's just an expansion. But do we want to chat about our Disney Plus impressions at the end of news, or do we want to jump in now?
We can save it to the end.
Yeah, we'll save it at the end.
Same thing with the other one. That's after that one.
Then we'll save... Yeah, we'll do that. So, let's talk about the new Sonic impressions.
Oh my god. I'm so fucking happy with it. I mean...
You're someone that cared about it. I didn't care. Like, a bad Sonic movie, whatever. I really enjoyed this trailer a lot.
Right?
But I don't need to see the movie now, because the trailer told me... it's one of those trailers.
Okay, here's the thing.
It is a dumb kids movie, though.
Yes, exactly.
So
it's a
it's totally
Sonic
cool.
the Hedgehog movie.
Yeah.
You know he's gonna win. You know whatever's gonna happen, he's gonna become Super Sonic in this movie. We know that it's gonna happen.
I'm hoping that they didn't ruin the best jokes, because I actually got some like chuckles.
Yeah. Well, the other Sonic, when I first saw the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer, I wasn't on the cast, so I had no one to talk about, so I get to finally talk about it. I was blown away with how bad it was. And I didn't go into the Sonic trailer hoping for the best. The bar was pretty low. But after I seen like the leaked images of the poster of his like, groin shot, and you see his big hairy legs, and I'm like, no, this has to be like a 4chan, like weird incel kind of joke that I'm not getting, like Pepe the Frog kind of situation, because it looks that bad. And then when the trailer came out, I was like, what the fuck is that? I even showed it to Hannah, and she said, who's that? I mean, it's Sonic. She's like, that's not Sonic. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
My 4-year-old daughter, Hannah, for those who don't know. And it was brutal that they chose Gangster's Paradise, which I get. It's like, haha, ironic. But it would have been actually better if you used Amish Paradise, because it would have been like, oh, that's funny. It's Weird Al's version of Gangster's Paradise.
Yeah.
Because you can't hear those first 4 beats without hearing Weird Al.
Yeah.
Wait, what just happened? Okay.
No.
Sorry. I just my fat leg just unplugged my headphones. Can you hear me? Good?
Yep.
Okay.
I was tempted for a split second in my mind to troll. And I'm like, no.
With all the trouble we've been having?
We've already had some tempting, but I don't lean into it. Don't tempt the gods. We've already paid our penance.
So when I saw the original trailer, I didn't like the jokes. I hated the way Sonic looked. He made me feel dirty. Like I actually felt dirty. Like I did something wrong. Yeah, I know. It's really. I'm like, what is this? What do I feel? I almost called my mom to apologize because I was like, I'm sorry.
I saw something bad. Like you were watching Faces of Death when you were a kid or whatever.
Yeah,
or like Two Girls, One Cup or something.
And then my friend pointed out that he looked like what the hell's the kid's name from Jumanji? The monkey.
Don't know. I have not seen Jumanji since it was released on video.
Peter.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. He looked like Peter the monkey from the movie Jumanji. And I'm like, shit, he does. So I was surprised to hear that they actually listened to the internet's feedback and went back and did a redesign. And I was like, that's surprising because, Ghostbusters didn't do that. They just kind of went with it.
Sure.
Even though people hated anyways.
The trailer was actually better than the movie. The trailer didn't even brace you for how terrible that movie was.
The Ghostbusters one?
Yeah, it was so...
Oh, I thought the trailer was awful.
I know.
Then I watched the movie and I was like, wow, that was forgettable.
Oh,
and not because they're women, it's because the movie was shit. I like the cast.
That's the frustrating part. Is that cast could have killed it in a well-written Ghostbusters movie. It had nothing to do with the casting. It was the fact that Paul Feig went out there and just let them roll improv with an outline. And then they were like, oh, we'll edit something together. And that's what it came across as.
Yeah. You know what they should have done in that Ghostbuster movie? Pass the torch. That
would have been fun. Absolutely,
have
man.
the original Ghostbusters going, we're too old for this shit, and pass the torch.
Dude,
done.
Yeah. Get us the...
Rocky did it.
Give us what we want. Exactly.
Indiana Jones did it, even though...
Don't need surprises.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry. Going back to Sonic. So I hated the way he looked. I hated the way the trailer looked. But at the same time, I was like, it's a Sonic movie. This isn't my Sonic. Sonic hasn't been my Sonic since Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Sure. I don't like the Sonic Adventure. Like, I don't like that look of him, the long legs. And I definitely don't like the Sonic Boom Sonic. How he's like, looks like Uncharted and Knuckles is like giant and all that. That's like the Ninja Turtles that are CGI now, where I'm like, that's not my Turtles. But it's somebody's Turtles.
Yes.
And I'm happy it lives on.
Yes.
But then I saw the new trailer for Sonic and the new redesign, which was made by, do you know who redesigned him or helped?
Huh.
I want to say Jesse Fowler. I don't know why. I probably made that name up, but it sounds like it flows. Who worked on the Sonic Mania either game or comics?
Really? Okay, cool. Because that guy.
I think it was the comics. I could be wrong. I should probably research that.
Well, it doesn't matter because they absolutely nailed the Sonic vibe. The thing that blew me away about this trailer the most, Kevin, was that
Tyson Hess, his name is. Sorry,
that did that. He's the art director for he did the new stuff.
The animator behind the cutscenes in Sonic Mania.
Okay,
so that's the dude who worked on the redesign.
So
Jason Fowley, Jesse Fowley. I completely made up a name. Like
that's weird. Do you smell toast?
Always.
It's an aneurysm or stroke joke. Sorry, it was dark. You ever hear that, like, you smell toast and you're about to have a stroke or a heart attack?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, whenever you compare something to something else, it can put a little more oomph behind your opinion. It can color it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really couldn't believe how much I enjoyed this trailer. It looked really, really cute. I can't wait to actually watch it. I won't go to the theater, but eventually it's going to come to streaming. I will definitely
That's how I
watch
feel
it.
about Detective Pikachu. I'll watch that eventually. I don't even like Pokemon.
Right, but I heard it was totally decent and cute, and so why not, right? And with this, it's not because it's better than the old trailer that I like it. If the old trailer never existed in my mind, I still would have came away from this trailer going, holy shit, I absolutely want to see that. Like, that looks really cute and funny and adorable. Why not?
Like Jim Carrey killed it the first trailer, and he killed it even more on this one somehow.
I thought he
I
killed
love lattes. I love the way you make it.
See, I
Come
thought
on, that's good.
See, I thought they cut this trailer cut is so much better too, because I thought the Jim Carrey stuff in the original cut was crap. It looked like Jim Carrey trying to do Jim Carrey. He's like, hey, remember me? I do Jim Carrey.
No, but that's what I mean. He was the best part of the original trailer, and he somehow made himself look better in this one.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yes. I thought you meant like he wasn't still bad. I thought he was bad in the first trailer. I thought that cut was bad. They made him look bad.
Yeah,
but you agree it's an improvement all across the board.
Oh yeah, all across.
But if this would have been there, went out of the gate, God bless him. To your point, for listening and pushing the movie back and whatnot. It's crazy. I've never seen Pixels. I should see Pixels someday.
I watched Pixels. It's filmed in Toronto. What?
Right? So why not? Like, I gotta.
It was pretty. Actually, it wasn't bad. I expected a lot worse.
I think it won't be as bad as I'm expecting to, because I've heard such terrible stuff about it. But it's like generically video game, so I should watch it, kind of a thing, right? And I love Sonic, so I should generically want to see it just for whatever reason.
So seeing the Emerald Hill or Green Hill Zone in the movie was awesome.
Yeah,
and he's going the loop to loop. That was great to see. Him going through the ring, the warp ring.
I was disappointed. I was disappointed in that. That would have been a nice little thing to hold back.
The ring?
We didn't need him to. Yeah, we didn't need a ring thing.
No, that's what Supersonic's for. Wait until he discovers the Chaos Emeralds, and then he gets all seven.
Okay.
And then,
all right, thanks for spoilers.
That's the big surprise.
Spoilers.
But the little things I noticed on Sonic,
the
shoes. No shoelaces. I got rid of the stupid shoelaces.
Yeah, what else?
His gloves. He didn't have gloves before. His hands were his freakishly. Look, I'm gonna put my hand towards the camera. You see how white it is?
Wider than that.
It was terrifying because they look like animal. I'm Portuguese, so my hands are naturally hairy. It looked like my hand onto this weird, creature.
Sure.
His eyes, nice big eyes. And as you know, Sonic has one eye, right?
But they did a great compromise.
Yeah. Well, instead of doing that one eye, they made the fur fade into white.
It's perfect.
Right above the bridge of his nose. So it makes it look like one eye.
Yeah, it was so well executed. There's no way you can have one eye. I saw another video where they pointed out like his eyebrow movement, and they changed they allowed his mouth to like move side to side and be
sideways, like when he does that shitty grin on the side.
Yeah, whereas before he was so grounded in reality, in quotes, that he needed to have his mouth stay in an appropriate spot. And I can't wait to talk about Disney Plus, because like Who Framed Roger Rabbit like totally holds up so well. And the original, this new trailer will hold up better over the long haul than the original design would have, because of those things that you had pointed out.
And one more thing, shoes. His teeth, they're not freaky anymore. They're cartoony.
Yes.
When he eat that hair, you don't see his molars like you did in the other one. It was weird, man.
Dude, they showed these in the first one.
Yeah.
It's very front teeth. Like, that was... Yeah. It looked like one of those wax figures. It gave the Uncanny Valley vibe, or like the Assassin's Creed games where the skin textures would go away and you see like a flat face. Like
this is the teeth. It looked like Angry Orange or Annoying Orange, whatever it's called.
Oh,
that
God,
YouTube video.
Yes.
It's just like the teeth. Yeah. I hope, if they were smart, I hope on a Blu-ray there is a second version of the movie as the original Sonic, because you know that exists.
Not a
so
final
you have
cut,
the new movie,
but maybe
like as an extra feature or something.
Yeah, if they could give us a little taste of what was, or what was to be,
what it could have been. Yeah,
maybe the director will be super hardcore, like Richard Donner, and he'll be like, the
come out with his own release.
Yeah, the Donner cut that puts takes the B-roll from auditions and test footage with Margot Kidder and Christopher Reeves, and he put Marlon Brando back into Superman 2. Yeah. And so the Donner cut of Superman 2 was awesome. It is spectacular. So maybe that'll come out someday. Maybe we'll get to see the Snyder cut. I love that meme. Every time that they want to see a director cut now or something, they call it the Snyder cut because he's like released worse cuts, even though it's called the director's cut. Sorry.
The Sega logo. The way that Sega logo appeared, like the Marvel, how the Marvel does the Marvel comics.
Yeah.
The Sega logo right before Sonic's running. It's all like old TV images of Sega games, like Phantasy Star, and like I paused it and went through.
Dude, I didn't even notice that at all. Maybe before
the Sega logo pops up.
I don't remember the Sega logo.
TVs. Oh, really? Yeah, no, it's there.
I must have been looking away or something when I clicked on. Weird.
They have the music from the game. Like it's just like
I heard
in the background.
I heard a subtle little
like
yeah
like in the background, like very faint. The little animations he does when it shows like multiple Sonics, like in that bedroom because he's running so fast.
Yeah.
I didn't see this. Somebody pointed out that the one Sonic that's standing on the dresser is doing the same ledge animation from the game.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right? It's the little things like that I'm like, yes, you're getting it. You're finally getting it.
But even if you
understanding.
But even if you don't get those Easter eggs, like the vibe is funnier. Like, again, this is just the trailer comparison, so maybe all these jokes were still in there. It just came across so much more.
Like it's a buddy cop movie. It's what Detective Pikachu was.
There you go.
I don't know if the voice changed. Did it? It sounds more like Sonic that I'm like Jaleel. What's his name?
Jaleel White.
White.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like it's obviously not him. They should have made it him, but it sounds like him. But I can't remember what the original trailer looks like or sounded like now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it might be the same guy. Maybe they redid some of the lines, or I don't know.
Could be.
Either way, it's cool. Bravo. Hey.
Yeah.
I will now.
Jim Carrey chewing up the scenery. Oh, fuck, I could talk about Sonic all day. Remember, I bought Sonic for everything. I'm a Sega guy. I get everyone's a Nintendo guy. I grew up in Sega. I had Nintendo first, then I had Sega Genesis. I had a Sega Master before I had a Nintendo. Well, I had a ColecoVision before that because I have an older brother and an Atari.
Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus.
I know. I'm sorry. But yeah, Sega Master, Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, and then PlayStation. But anyway.
Man, Canada is just a dream to me. Everything is familiar and weird. Kind of know anybody that... We had those. I had one friend that had a Saturn.
I'm the one friend. No one else I know had a Saturn.
Right, okay, there we go. I didn't know anybody with a Master System. Blockbuster didn't carry games. Really?
Yeah, for Sega Saturn. I had to go to like a mom and pop shop to rent Sega Saturn games. That's why I still only have 3 games for the Sega Saturn. The 3 games that came with it: Virtual Cop Daytona and Virtua Fighter.
Virtua Fighter's what my buddy had.
Yeah.
But his dad was a heart surgeon, so he had like cable internet. It was like $10,000 a month. It's like, dude. He was a cool kid though.
See, the funny thing is my family got me the Sega Saturn, and he got me that because he's like, I figured you had a Sega Genesis, and next step would be obviously a Sega Saturn. He's like, there was a PlayStation, but what the hell is that? Because this is back in the day, right?
You can't blame him.
Like, yeah, no, I don't at all. He's like, I'm not gonna get you something called a Sony PlayStation. What the hell is a PlayStation?
Yeah.
And he's like, so I got you the Saturn, and then failed. So
I would have. At that time, I would have grabbed the Saturn over the PlayStation because I was like you. Like I had an NES, and then I had a Genesis. We did not have a SNES in my house.
Oh, that's right. You're a Sega guy too.
Yeah, it's not that I'm I do adore both of them, so I don't have a tribal view on those. But that's what my experience was. Cool, yeah. Go check out the new Sonic trailer. If you've been seeing people gush about it, it feels deserved. It's still a kids movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
It still has a fart joke, in the trailer. And you're gonna get that stuff.
It's a kids movie. Okay, it's not for you. It's directed at the kids. You can watch it going nice, but it's a kids movie. Let's calm down. Let's take a seat. Let's not like burn the world.
But I'm not.
down.
It's true, but I've not heard anybody complain after this new trailer. So I don't think you're going to even have that figure that you're speaking to right now. I don't think it exists anymore.
This could be it. I don't have many friends.
I was talking about like Twitter stuff that you're going through. Like,
oh, gotcha.
No,
so far everyone seems to be happy with it.
Yeah, so I don't think that you're going to have that conversation with anybody. We're like, hey, come on, it's just like a kids movie. But
I know people are upset at Pokemon right now. So
yeah, I hear it. So I thought it was stupid, and then I started like looking at it. I'm like, I guess I can see who'd be irritated, but it's funny when people get so mad at entertainment mediums.
Yeah.
Disappointment, I get, but
well, with the Sonic movie, I went from fuck this, I'm not gonna watch this. This looks terrible. To you know what, I will watch this.
Me too.
They did. Yeah.
So they win. Good job. Yeah. Bravo.
It was like the Ninja Turtles. Remember the live action Ninja Turtles, the Michael Bay one?
Yeah.
I went right away. Nah, this isn't my Turtles. This is not even aimed at me. This has nothing to do with me. I eventually did watch it like 10 years later, and it was okay. But when I first saw that trailer, I'm like, this is not for me. That's how I felt with Sonic. This is not for me. I'm not the target audience anymore.
Exactly.
So that's fine. Let you have your own thing.
But now we are included in that. And it is still for the kids.
Yes. So sorry, please change the subject because I will talk about Sonic for the next 5 hours.
So one of my favorite devices that I have purchased over the last couple of years has been my 8-bit Do controller. It's a pro controller for my Wii U or for my Switch. Wow. One person at Nintendo would be so happy I just made that slip up. Like, see, the branding worked for one guy out there.
I sent you guys an email where I kept saying Wii U. I kept saying Wii U when I meant to say Switch.
Oh, okay. There you go. So you've also fallen prey to that. So but anyways, 8-bit Do, they make awesome Bluetooth controllers that feel like Nintendo peripherals. So they're NES, and they're Bluetooth controllers, so they'll work with your phone and all that fun stuff. Well, there was an article I saw on Polygon where 8-bit Do is coming out with their own mouse, like a Windows mouse. And it looks like an NES controller where the two mouse buttons are, your right and left click are the A and B buttons, and there's like a beautiful aesthetic to it. It is one of the most hipster form over function things I've ever seen that I want.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be able to resist getting it. But maybe not, because I doubt that there's an audible click. Like, could be the perfect podcasting mouse. Because it's going to be silent clicking.
The A and B button, like how soft and quiet that is.
Right? So this could be a decent podcasting mouse. Anyways, I think this thing looks gorgeous. There are extra buttons on the side, and it's the D-pad.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a squared off. What's that like? What does Apple call their Magic Mouse or something like that? I don't know. It's kind of like no, it's more like a blocky Logitech type of mouse. It's a mouse.
I gotta say that 8-bit is 8-bit Do, right?
I always want to say Do, but I've heard people give the logic of it's Nintendo. 8-bit Do.
Oh, that never even crossed my mind.
Right. So I said I've trained myself to say Do.
All right, I'm gonna say Do because if I won't say WWE, I'm not gonna say Do. So
fair enough.
I ordered an 8-bit Do. Now I feel like I'm saying it wrong.
Right? The same thing, man.
I got it off AliExpress.
Both are acceptable. Your intention is...
It's like use in honor with how we spell with use, and you guys don't.
Yeah.
So I bought an 8-bit Do controller last year from AliExpress for like $3 because I wanted to use... I know, right? I wanted to use a controller for my iPhone. So like for Metal Slug and all the emulators I used to have before Apple revoked them again. So I bought this little controller. It fits on a keychain. It's about the size of, I don't know, your thumb.
Okay.
So it's very small. Very proud of it. Charged it, plugged it in. I always wear like army jackets. That's my thing. So I always put like my cigarettes or like controller in my breast pocket. Anyway, so I went home, whatever, doing laundry, and I was talking to my wife or whoever it was, and I was like, "Oh, I got this new controller for my phone." And she's like, "Where is it?" I'm like, "Oh no, oh no, it was in the laundry because it's so you always check your pockets. But the control's so tiny that I didn't even feel it." And I went, I waited like 2 months for this thing to ship for free on a boat of potatoes because I paid $3 for it, and now it's done. So whatever, I let it dry. I didn't even think about it, and then I plugged it in, and it still worked.
Nice.
Like a month later, so it's at my work right now. But yeah, it's they make good things, and it can survive a wash.
I got a bunch of their USB dongles as well for like this is the Super Nintendo one.
Yeah.
So like a PS4 controller or your Xbox One controller can play directly to a real Super Nintendo.
And that's the thing. I was looking at those for when the PS1 Classic came out because it's a wired controller, and I didn't want to, be stuck to it.
Yeah, but
I was looking at those. Say what?
Those don't work though, right?
No, it does. The Bluetooth controls. They have one specifically for the PS1 Classic.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool, man.
I didn't buy it because I don't play the PS1 Classic. Because come on,
because you had
modded it, and I was like, it's done. You just never gonna play you again.
Completed.
Yeah, I'm like, cool. I have Ape Escape. I can't play it because I don't have analog sticks on this stupid controller.
That's the only reason that I put one of the news items that we're going to cover in a second on was thinking about you and modding.
All right, let's get into that section.
Oh yeah, I guess it's time to talk about that. But the 8-bit Do controller mouse looks awesome. It's going to be hard to not buy one for me, man.
Honestly, that Nintendo controller design gets me. I have my wallet is the NES controller.
Dude, I'm with you. Like I've got.
If you throw that thing on anything, I'll buy it. I don't know what it is.
Amen, dude. I bought a patch off of Etsy so I could iron it onto my bag. The amount of compliments I get on my bag, it's like a stupid corporate branded bag. And all I did was I bought a patch off of Etsy that I ironed on, and people were like, dude, that is the dopest bag. I'm like, I know.
Same thing with my wallet. Every time I'm there crying because I'm spending money, like, nice wallet. I'm like, thank you.
Thanks, bud. I got my luggage tag. It's a straight NES controller. I'm right there with you, man. It's awesome. I had to cannibalize one because the membrane in one of mine wore out, so I had to take it apart and put the membrane from an old one into another one, so I had to function. So I have a shell, but I also have a kegerator in that crapped out on me in my spare room over that way, and I want to turn one of the NES controller, that spare shell, into a tap handle.
Huh.
But I was like, I'm gonna do something with. I have a shell, that had to go by the wayside. So I got to do something creative with this. So,
have you ever brainstorm ideas for you too?
Have you ever seen one of my favorites? You remember it's called the 4-tap or whatever, the 4-player peripheral for the NES.
4-player, no.
It was it was a little box,
like a multi-tap kind of thing.
Maybe that's what it's even called. It's a little box that plugs into your NES controller ports, but it has 4 ports, so it would allow you to
like a multi-tap.
I mean, maybe I am talking about specifically exactly the multi-tap. I don't remember the name of the product.
Yeah,
but there's a Nintendo licensed 4-player dongle. We're gonna call it the multi-tap. Dumbass, you can correct me later. So you take the 4-player multi-tap, and what they did was it was a busted one, so they turned the ends of NES controller ports like this into keychains. So you would keep this little dongle end on your keychain, and when you got home, you would plug your set of keys into the wall. So instead of having a key hook holder, you would plug your keys into the wall. Like, shut it down. Amazing. I saw that on Reddit or Twitter or something.
I love when people do that. Ever seen the controller table that functions?
Oh yes, I've seen several iterations of that.
Yeah, that's fuck.
Oh, so speaking of mods on this kind of stuff, have you heard of Dustin and I talked about this guy on YouTube a lot called Bithead 1000?
No.
Okay, well he's this guy from New York, and his name's Bithead 1000, and he does like hour-long video game shows, but he kind of talks about real life stuff. Anyways, big fan. Dustin and I were both big fans. Well, he just took like plexiglass and made a working aquarium out of a Super Nintendo. So he took a Super Nintendo as a shell, and then he re-engineered the entire case of a Super Nintendo shell out of plexiglass, and then took all the innards out and put down different epoxies and stuff so that the circuitry would be water protected. So it looks exactly like a Super Nintendo, but it's clear, it functions, and it's a fish tank.
Wow.
Cool.
I can't even picture it. Is it like an actual aquarium, or is it the shell water?
It's the size and shape of a shell. So picture a Super Nintendo shell that's just clear.
Yeah.
And then
like the circuit board.
And then in your mind just pretend the circuit board's not going to be hurt by water, and just picture fish in there too. But you can put a game in and turn it on while there's goldfish swimming around the electronics and stuff.
Holy shit!
It's really neat.
I gotta see this after.
I'll put it. I'll try to remember to put it in the show notes too, because the video anyway, it's awesome. So yeah, 8-Bit Dough, get your mouse. God damn, man! The more I look at these pictures, I don't even want to. Oh my god, dude, this is the worst. I'm getting it. It's only fuck. It's only $25.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's like totally reasonable.
It's wireless, right?
Oh, no way. Fuck you. I might have to get this on the... Dude, you know what else they did? For $1, there's a mouse pad that is the top view of an NES.
Okay, that's pretty good.
So, down the right side, you see like the grill and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. See, the NES design, too, is another one that gets
perfect. It's so... Dude, Apple would kill to have the original NES aesthetic. You know they would.
Yeah.
It was clean before clean was cool.
Well, they tried to make it like a VCR, right?
They did, yeah, so that it wouldn't... Okay, well, we won't get into the history of the Nintendo VCS and all that stuff.
We know our shit,
ABS,
yo.
ABS, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Ish. Know our shit-ish. Related to Dustin or like Jeremy Parrish, no. But most people, yes.
Yeah.
But the few people that listen to this show, I don't know. I think we'd probably be right in the middle. From a knowledge standpoint.
I don't know. I really, when it comes to the old stuff, I'm really into it.
Okay. All right. I like how you're betting on yourself.
I had the turbo controller. I had the stupid advanced controller for the NES. I had obviously we all had Game Genies, but I had like weird ass cartridges that fit backwards.
Okay.
Like I don't know. I just had a weird childhood, man. It's very traumatizing.
I guess so. So let's move on to talk about the hacking of the Wii. This will be pretty brief. There's an article that I saw over on Polygon that had mentioned this, but we're going to link the Modern Vintage Gamer on YouTube. He put out a video that... So the too long didn't read, but you should still really watch this because I'm not going to be able to do a good job of explaining it. But the too long didn't read is that the GameCube was not that tough to crack from a piracy standpoint. So Nintendo went and really upped their security on the Wii, which sounds funny because it's so easy for us to mod it, just do a soft mod right now. So it seems like it wasn't difficult, but it actually was. And the thing that caught my attention from the Polygon article was there was a RAM chip, and by just using a set of tweezers on the motherboard to connect different pins, it was able to read the memory in different ways. So that let them read what was supposed to be happening and let them totally figure out how to bypass the security chip. So the basic, and this is not high-level tech stuff, so this is very simple. I watched the video and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay, so here, I'll try to give you a little basic rundown. So there's a regular processor that Nintendo used from NEC, I think, and a lot of people did. It's called the Power PC. or it had
Now
been
you're
used
playing with
before.
power.
But what Nintendo did was there was this extra chip added in that was an ARM chip. ARM is what you get from like cell phones and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that tripped the hackers off was it was like, wait a minute, it's running code right now that is not. It's ARM based. This loading thing. It is not PowerPC based. So that kind of sent down the rabbit hole, and ultimately, by using tweezers, you had this really sophisticated, security encryption and whatnot. But this allowed them to peek behind the curtain just by touching two little simple hardware
That's
points.
crazy.
And I find anybody that is willing to figure out anything like that, like, God bless you. Kind of how you were, like, yeah, that's cool that ZX Spectrum ports exist, but why? Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Every now and again, you do find a nugget of gold in the stream that makes it all worth it. So you're kind of tracing this dragon, if you will. Cool. It's super fun. So
See, the funny thing is with these modding, it's like someone had to start it. So for the NES Classic, everyone I know has one. So I modded everybody's because they're like, "Oh, you know how to do it." I'm like, I didn't do anything. I just downloaded the software and read the instructions. Like, I'm not like with one of those glass in my eyes and going through soldering stuff.
No, like IKEA is as complicated as what you did.
Yeah, and I do it because I'm always interested to see if it can happen. Most likely it can, no matter what system. And I like doing it so I can say I did it, but I don't take advantage of it.
Sure.
Like my Wii U's modded, and I'm the kind of guy who doesn't like pirating games. Here's the but. But when Nintendo said that they're no longer supporting Wii U is when I said, why the hell am I going to keep buying games? Because Nintendo, they dropped Wii U right away.
That's reasonable, man.
Yeah, so I modded. I was like, I bought like 7 games, almost your whole library, and now you're no longer supporting this, so I'm not going to either. So I modded my Wii U, and I have every game I want on it. Again, I haven't played it. I just have it because I could do it. And recently, I modded the Wii Virtual Machine onto Wii U to play Wii games because I can't buy Wii games anywhere. I tried going to EB Games. They don't offer them. The mom and pop shop I used to go to closed down. So I'm like, I'm not going to spend $30 on eBay for House of the Dead 2 and 3. Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. You go to the darker corners of the internet. And
so I modded the Wii version, the Wii on the Wii U. I modded it the exact same way I modded the original Wii. It's the same steps. It's a virtual machine of it, right? So
yeah,
that
makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm like, wait a minute, because my Wii U is modded and I have emulator, and I didn't want to do that weird thing where you download like the store version of games. Yeah. Like I didn't want to be able to download Shovel Knight, for example. I wanted to buy those games.
Sure.
But I wanted Wii games, which the store did offer. But for that to work, it has to be on the Wii mode. So I thought to myself, well, if I can mod the Wii mode, then I won't have to do this. And
it worked?
Looked up, and it worked.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Every game for the Wii that I want, Mad World, Bayonetta, Smash Brothers, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. And I owned most of these games. I either traded them in or got rid of them, but I'm not going to spend $30 on Super Mario Galaxy again. Sorry. And because that money's not going to Nintendo because it's used copy on eBay.
Exactly.
And B, I already paid for that game. I beat that game and I just want to have it again.
I think that's totally fair. Hey, you can sleep at night.
Yeah. Same thing with Vita. My Vita's modded for emulators. I'm not going to pirate a Vita game because most of it's independent, but I do have
But if you want to play Super Mario Brothers or whatever.
Absolutely. Or PS1 games because, again, I own most of them.
Sure.
So the Vita's, because my PSP was modded to do that as well. But, again, if I wanted to play Vita games, Sony stopped supporting them. So if Sony stopped supporting Vita, am I really the bad guy? Yeah, but
technically by the letter of the law, yes, but I don't think anybody looks at that as a moral issue. Yeah. So go check out the modern vintage gamer on YouTube. He has a really awesome channel. So in general, check that guy out. So now, Disney Plus came in with the Fury, and why that is cool is Netflix signed a deal with Nickelodeon.
Yes.
Which is fantastic. So this is my impression, Kevin. You can expand on this.
That was breaking news. It just happened right now.
Netflix and Nickelodeon are partnering together for them to develop new shows on existing IP from Nickelodeon, as well as create new IP together.
Yeah. And includes a library of existing IPs shows.
Oh, fantastic. So we can binge watch Doug.
Yeah, well, no, Doug is on Disney.
Oh, because ABC bought it. That's right. Hey, but we'll get Ren and Stimpy back. Right?
That is true. Absolutely true. Wait, is Ren and Stimpy Nickelodeon?
Yes, it absolutely was Nickelodeon. Like,
Okay.
I would bet the little money I have that it was Nickelodeon.
Can you do a Ren? Everyone could do a Ren. Stimpy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Did you ever have the cassette, the orange cassette?
Yeah, Nickelodeon cassettes.
No. The specific, it was a Ren and Stimpy orange clear plastic cassette. And
Not the clear ones.
It had
Nickelodeon
Don't
tapes
Was in the
were orange.
Well, maybe that's the case. There was a Ren and Stimpy one then that I had that had Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence and
Don't Whiz on the electric fence
and log.
Log. Big as heavy as wood.
Yeah.
Log.
So all that was on there. I guess it makes sense that it wasn't Ren and Stimpy specific. It was Nickelodeon specific.
Yeah, because I had a what's that movie called? Shit, with Rosie O'Donnell. It was a Nickelodeon movie about a detective. Rosie O'Donnell's in it. It was like one of those kids movies. No. Shit. I'm not gonna remember. But the cassette I had was orange.
Roseanne Barr. Okay, Rosie O'Donnell. Hold on.
She was in a Nickelodeon movie.
She used to host the Kids' Choice Awards every year, didn't she? Where they give out the orange blimps.
Canadian. We didn't have that.
You know what was weird? It was all the shows that I watched on Nickelodeon were Canadian.
Harriet the Spy. Sorry.
That's what I meant by Nancy Drew.
Yes, Harriet
It was
the
the
Spy.
girl from Pete and Pete.
I don't know what Pete and Pete is.
Okay. No. Hold on. Okay. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say for the Disney Plus, this me not knowing things is my only problem with Disney Plus. But go back to Nickelodeon.
Okay. I'm not judging you at all. It is. There's a hole in my heart for you that Pete and Pete is the most you show I can ever imagine.
I've never heard of it. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Wow, awesome. There's a show, it's called Pete and Pete, and it's really bizarre in an early 90s way, and it was Nickelodeon weird, just in that weird era.
The Adventures of Pete and Pete?
Yes. Oh, and you'd recognize the actors from different stuff, too. I
don't know a single person.
Oh, my God, Iggy Pop used to be in it. As the girl that was Harriet the Spy, her dad was Iggy Pop. Dude, it is.
I didn't like these live action shows as a kid. I avoided them like the plague. Rigger High.
It even has this awesome. Okay, so before we started recording, Kevin was talking about this story that he has. That was a great story with this band called Sloan. Okay, so the only reason I'm bringing that back up is that song that you showed me by the band Sloan feel like that's the kind of theme song that is in Pete and Pete.
Yeah.
It is a contemporary 90s type of alt rock, indie rock type of thing. It's not like Rocco's Modern Life or whatever.
It could be just me. I mean, I'm sure other Canadians probably watched it, but I've never heard of it. I've never seen it.
Did you guys had Nickelodeon though, right?
We didn't have the Nickelodeon channel. We had Nickelodeon shows.
Oh, okay. And
I just learned what a Nickelodeon is. You know what that is?
Yeah, it's like a movie place. It's
like a telescope movie place that costs a nickel.
Yeah.
Hence why it's called
I didn't know it was a Nickelodeon. I didn't know it was called a nickel. But it was how to see movies or whatever.
That's why the is that old fashioned way, because it takes place from when that Nickelodeon existed.
That's cool.
I'm like, oh, that's cool. I didn't even think about that.
But with Nickelodeon joining forces with Netflix, if you already are an Amazon Prime member, a little bit of extra cash with Disney Plus, you basically have all the things that you can ever want to watch.
So I think we have cable again. We haven't had cable in until Hannah was born. We got cable back. I think I'm gonna cut cable again because I personally don't watch any TV. I play games for the hour I have every night.
Sure.
And my wife watches TV. I don't care. We have Netflix. We have Amazon Prime. Both accounts I didn't pay for. I'm mooching off my friends. And I just got Disney Plus, which I'm being nice. I'm giving my friends my account, so now they have access.
You got payback? Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And I have Kodi, which I don't know if you guys have Kodi or know what that is, but it's a streaming service that's completely illegal because you're streaming shows and movies. But I mean, torrents don't exist, so
Torrents exist.
oh, it's hard to find. I tried looking for the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. I got horror already, but it was not. I was like, Bart, what are you doing to Marge?
Yeah. It's just like that. What an awesome partnership. Like with Disney, flexing their guns, Netflix and Nickelodeon coming together. Like hell,
and this is what
yes.
happens when you have competition. I just wrote this on Twitter. This is what competition does. If something is a monopoly, like you have Comcast, we have Rogers who own everything, I'm guessing. You don't have anyone coming in to do better internet connection because these people own everything.
Sure, but now I will say this, like as a disclaimer, I am a small government, free market capitalist through and through.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really, truly am pretty hardcore about that. But the problem with what you were talking about, that competition though, is not a good competition because all that it does is by Disney hoovering up as much as they could, they're not really competing with one another. They are just buying other people's stakes. So what this does is it actually shrinks the market and gets us into more of a duopoly kind of a thing. Or an oligopoly, where you ultimately end up only having a couple instead of there being real aggressive innovation between multiple companies. Like, however, I'm not saying that you're wrong because I totally agree. Because of the juggernaut that Disney Plus is, Nickelodeon and Netflix are like caught looking around like it's kind of like it's got the balls dropping, right? Yeah. They're the only two single people, and they're like, everyone else is kissing. You want to kiss? You know what I mean? It's like, so that's what Nickelodeon and Netflix are doing. But man, they both have such awesome like content libraries. I'm really excited that they're getting together.
Well, I was surprised that Netflix came out with the Modern Life movie, which I haven't watched yet. And
I haven't either.
Rocco now. It's the same voice acting. I could be wrong, but it's Rocco in our modern life, I guess.
Okay.
And they have iPhones and they talk about the internet. And from what I saw in the trailer, and I'm like, oh, it's a movie. I thought it was a show. And I still have to watch it. And I thought that was weird. Like, why Rocco? So they probably had this plan for a while because Rocco's Nickelodeon, is it not?
Yeah,
it looks like Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it is.
So I mean, if you bring they had a Hey Arnold movie that came out this year, and by the way, if you ever see the voice actor of Hey Arnold, my lord, yeah, he's a good-looking dude.
Oh, really?
He's like, it looks like a joke when you see a photo of him. You're like, that can't be Hey Arnold, like how he looks now. I thought it was a joke when I looked it up, and I'm like, no, that's him because he shows a photo of him holding a picture of Arnold.
Okay.
Yeah, man, very good-looking dude. He's like looking in the sunset, big, beautiful beard.
Let's see here.
Yeah, it's really weird. You look at it, and you're like, that can't be real. He's too beautiful for this world. I can't believe that this guy exists. But anyways, so I found it weird that Netflix is doing a Rocco's Modern Life. I found it weird that Hey Arnold came out this year that nobody cared about Tokyo Jungle or something like that.
Dude, that guy just makes me want to fucking punch him in the face.
Really? Oh, he's an attractive fella.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I'd like to.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
Jealous as hell. He looks like Dave Navarro from fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers and Jane's Addiction and all that.
Isn't that mind blowing?
It
is. Like, you're a voice actor and you're good looking. Like, what kind of lottery did I win? I got nothing. Look at my nose. I realize how big it is.
Yeah. You.
So
are
Netflix to me is a good general. Like, Netflix is becoming kind of shitty now. Especially our Netflix in Canada. US Netflix is really good. You guys have South Park, King of the Hill, and all that jazz, right?
No, that's Hulu. But those exist.
Okay, so that's another thing. Because I used to use UK Netflix on my PlayStation 3. I would change the IP address to whatever was the UK Netflix, and that had everything. And then Netflix was good, but then they got rid of all the Marvel shows that I liked, like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, everything that I liked, because Disney came in and purchased everything and got rid of all the shows I liked. So on Netflix now, shows I'm watching like The Office, which now NBC is going to come up with their own streaming service, which
it's going to get gobbled up by somebody because there's no way NBC alone is going to be able to compete.
Yeah, and that's where this problem sort of becomes a bigger issue. So Netflix is my general go-to streaming service. And I just got Prime because I wanted to watch The Boys. I'm not paying for the Prime. My buddy's lending it to me. But I only want to watch The Boys on Prime because everything else I'm like, has Parks and Recs. It's getting better.
Yeah.
But Disney Plus has, I mean, the Disney Vault is literally open. I like that they use that as their slogan, wide open.
Yeah.
Because every so often they would open the vault for a new movie and, and close it again. But now with Disney Plus, it has like I don't know how else to like. I've been talking about this for a week. It has Marvel, Pixar, National Geographic, which is good because a lot of the shows my wife watches on cable is Dr. Pol and all those veterinary videos of goats giving birth, and that's all they do in these shows is just goats giving births and then with a fucking truck trying to rip it out. But anyways, it's there, and Star Wars.
Okay.
Which I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but I can appreciate it for what it is. I'm more of a Marvel guy. But then you have Pixar, and you have all of these shows combined. And then you remember, holy shit, Disney owns Fox.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have The Simpsons.
Yeah.
You have 30 seasons of The Simpsons. I have 20 DVD cases of The Simpsons in the back there. 20. And they're only up, they made seasons 1 to 18, and they released season 20 on the 20th anniversary. So that's when I bought it. It sucks. But anyway, so I own those. I haven't watched a new Simpsons episode in maybe 7 years. Not because I'm against it. I don't have time, or I forget.
Sure. Fake fan.
I know, right? But I can catch up on it now. And what I plan to do is watch The Simpsons from the beginning and just stream all of it and watch to season 30. That's my plan. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. No one can stop me. But they also fucked up with the aspect ratio where it's 4:3 instead of, or no, it's,
they
it's
cropped it weird. They turned it into widescreen.
So in the States, you guys have something called FXX, which has Simpsons Marathon or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's
we don't have that.
Yeah, it's a third Fox channel.
We don't have that. We have FXX shows, but we don't have the network.
Okay.
Whatever that is. So I never got that Simpsons Marathon. I never had that Simpsons. I never understood this aspect ratio nonsense until I saw an episode. And I saw that a lot of the jokes were cut off by the aspect ratio.
Yeah, there was one I saw on Twitter where there was like a beer gag about
like, Duff Light, Duff whatever, and Duff something. It's all from the same.
Yeah, it's all from the same. So, there was something else I wanted to mention, but I guess I'm
sorry, I ramble.
Losing my train of thought. So it couldn't have been that important.
So what's the price of Disney Plus for you guys?
I opted for the other bundle, but I think it's $6 a month. I'm doing the $13 a month one.
See, you said the other bundle. What is that bundle?
The other bundle, you pay $13 a month, and you get Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. You get full Hulu with ads, and you get ESPN Plus, which is like internet ESPN, but you don't get the big ESPN stuff. But I went to it was a big school, big public school, but it was like not a big time. You don't understand this, but sports determine the bigness of the school. So I went to a MAC school, a Mid-American Conference school, athletically. So nobody watches those games unless you went there, kind of a thing. So those are the kinds of games on that streaming service. So because of the school I went to, I actually can get a decent bit out of it. And they have lots of documentaries and stuff on there from ESPN. But I was already paying $12 a month for Hulu with no ads. So I'm like, well, I'll go with Hulu with ads, pay $1 more, and have Disney Plus and ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
So you guys don't have the multi. So you
have the bundle.
Oh, that's
Hulu does not exist at all in Canada.
Real? Oh, that stinks. Why?
You think I wouldn't have that if I had a choice? I would absolutely have Hulu.
You know,
that's why when I kept hearing Hulu on podcasts, I'm like, what the hell is Hulu? And I looked it up.
Hulu started as a piracy site. That's how I watched the original season of Heroes.
Oh, that's funny.
Because what it did, it wasn't truly a piracy site. What it did, remember when networks like 10 years ago, it was like right around or pre-writer strike stuff.
Yeah.
Like Fox or NBC would put the show up that they just aired the night before up for a couple of weeks on their website. Hulu would go and get those shows for you and aggregate them all together for you.
It's like what Surf the Channel was, right? Like, or all you see.
Yeah. And then someone wise at one of these media conglomerates was like, hey, why don't we just buy that? And then NBC and Fox and ABC all bought stake in this platform. That was the one that won. And then Disney came in and hoovered up everything. That's the problem is when you're allowing media companies to buy media on top of media before they are like, hey, that's getting a little... You're turning into a monopoly. Like,
did you ever see the Mickey Mouse Thanos when he has the glove? And
No.
he's putting, like, DC as the last stone on his glove?
No, that's funny. But I think it's really cool that Netflix and Nickelodeon are getting together. So the Disney Plus stuff, I got two questions for you that I want to ask. Have you watched The Mandalorian?
Who? Oh, The Mandalorian. No. Okay. I thought you said Samantha Glorian.
I mumble. I did finish the whiskey, so that's going to happen. What hidden gems have you found? What surprises have you found?
So the first thing I did was look at what Spider-Man cartoons they had. Okay. Because as soon as I found out that, it's Disney, that's cool. But as soon as I found out that the original X-Men, OG,
yeah.
As soon as I found out that was on there, along with the 90s Spider-Man, the radioactive spider blood.
Yeah, I didn't watch that, but I know what you're...
Oh, yeah. So that pushed me already on top of The Simpsons and Disney. Like, I was going to get it regardless, but this is all bonuses to me.
Sure.
But, like, because the X-Men and Spider-Man used to be on Netflix, and then they got rid of that. Because I had the Spider-Man DVDs in the 90s, but it was only, like, segments, like the Venom Saga or the Carnage. I wanted the whole thing, and they never released a box set. Anyway, so I was happy with those. But then I found out that they had this Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon, which is something I didn't grow up watching, but a friend of mine years later, maybe 6 years ago, told me, check out this Spider-Man cartoon. It's the best one. And I hated the animation style. Then I watched it, and I fell in love with the show, and then they canceled it after 3 seasons to make this other Spider-Man called Ultimate Spider-Man, where he breaks the fourth wall. He's kind of like Deadpool, very annoying.
Okay.
But Spectacular Spider-Man was one of the gems that I was surprised to see in there. There was, a lot of the Disney Plus I've been watching so far is Vampirina, Puppy Dog Pals, Sophia the Third. I have a kid, so this is what she's been watching. So I'm trying to wean her off cable so I can cut cable without no one noticing.
Sure.
But I haven't really played around that much with it.
I was shocked. So shows I would watch in the morning, like Saturday mornings, there's some of those in there. Gummy Bears was in there.
Gummy Bears? Oh, shit. Yeah.
The new Adventures of Winnie the Pooh was in there.
We just watched that, the opening with my wife.
The Winnie the Pooh or the Gummy Bears? Because both are unbelievably great interests. So much passion in those songs. God, the songs from that era.
Bears flying through the air.
I want right to Winnie the Pooh. Gonna be a friend of mine. He's rumbly, tumbly, da-na-na-na-na-na, Pooh Bear. Yeah, so good.
Winnie the Pooh, Goof Troop. Ba-da-da-ba-da-da-da. Yeah.
Good theme song. I was weaning off Disney at that point, though.
Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, OG and new DuckTales.
There you go. See, good
Chip
stuff.
and Dale, Rescue Rangers.
There you go.
Bonkers. Oh, Bonkers. I was so surprised to see Bonkers.
I'm too old for Bonkers.
What?
Get
out of here.
No, Bonkers sucks. But awesome. So I found that. Also, they've got an HDR and UHD 4K section.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So if you have one of those compatible TVs, since it's new, I adore that they let me feature or sort by that, because I'll buy into the bullshit. Like, I want to be told that I'm watching the best possible version of something, kind of a thing. So Who Framed Roger Rabbit was one of the 4K HDR, and it's a Dolby Vision, which is, if you got a Dolby Vision TV, is excellent. It's really good. So the transfer seemed excellent. Like, it was a really, really good seeing.
He was my brother.
Patty cake. So they like it looks amazing. Films that are on film upscale to 4K so gorgeously if the transfer is done right, and they clearly put a lot of effort into, or at least it comes across that they put. It's not that great.
I've never experienced 4K.
It is nothing like the jump from the tube TV to an HD TV. It's not like that. But once you're exposed to it, you notice it when you go backwards.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were some of the gems. No joke, man. Within the last couple of weeks, every now and again on a Saturday morning, if I'm up early, I'll just be in the mood to have one of those things playing. Gummy Bears and Winnie the Pooh really get to me from that perspective. After school, for me, was like X-Men and DuckTales and Darkwing Duck and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Although there were Darkwing Duck reruns in the morning, so I watched a lot of Darkwing Duck and Johnny Quest before school.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It was fun to see how much is there. My only problem is there's not like a classics section.
Tailspin. That's
another one that's on there.
Tailspin.
Can you do the
No, I can't.
Who knows what he's saying there?
Also, watching Chip and Dale again recently, Gadget does some things to me. Just kind of like
she's a little cutie pie, man.
Same with what's her face in Sonic cartoon, the PM one, when he's like fighting Sonic. He can really move, Sonic. No, all right, never mind.
Sorry,
Sally, that's her name. The squirrel. I forget what she is.
Not. And I don't mean this pejoratively. I don't remember a hot hedgehog.
Oh, she wasn't a hedgehog. I think she was a squirrel or a fox.
Oh, okay. Or a hot character from that. She's probably in the racing games. But Gadget, though, no joke, man. She had some. They put some curves on her.
Watching it now, I'm like,
That and Jessica Rabbit, man. Holy smokes.
Oh, yeah. Jessica Rabbit's. She was drawn that way.
The best thing about Jessica Rabbit is that nowadays, like, since it's so old, like, girls love cosplaying and using Jessica Rabbit as a Halloween costume. Like,
yeah.
God bless you all.
Meanwhile, I'm dressing up like Roger Rabbit.
Hey, well, that's all right. I'll be Betty Boop, and I'll be jealous of.
God, what a good movie! Did you know in that movie that Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse had to share the exact same amount of time on screen? Same thing with Daffy and Donald.
I did not. That makes total sense.
Yeah, that's why you see them both at the exact same time, and that's it.
Well, good.
That was like Kingdom Hearts back in the day.
Good. That just shows. Isn't that a Zemeckis movie?
Sounds right. Sounds like it.
Like he did Back to the Future. Like God, Robert Zemeckis was so good. Awesome. So, anyways, also was it he or Donner that did Goonies? I always thought it was a Spielberg thing that directed it, but he wasn't the director. It was either Richard Donner or Robert Zemeckis. It was one of those guys.
I don't remember.
I think. Anyways, who cares?
Oh, a lot of the shows, that's what I was going to say, on Disney Plus, which is my main gripe with it. You know, I said Netflix.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk about my one little gripe real quick. But you go first.
So the series, a lot of those shows, I don't know. Like Lizzie McGuire, I don't know, just a whole bunch of, like, That's So Raven and show, like, stuff like that I never grew up watching. I didn't like live action shows. And they have that still.
Well, 5 years younger than you. Yeah. They're blowing up the way that we just did about Gummy Bears.
Yeah, and that's what I saw on Twitter was like people were going crazy over Kim Possible.
High School Musical and all that shit. Like,
so I don't know. A lot of the series there, I'm like, it's not like a lot of the live action series is not shows that I remember growing up with. But Nickelodeon, on the other hand, has a lot of shows I remember growing up with. So now, we'll see what happens.
Here's the key with. So here's this piggybacks on what you're saying. My complaint with Disney Plus so far is it's all there, but they only populate and show you what they want you to watch.
I've noticed that. Like sometimes I couldn't find something.
I was really sad that I love Pluto. Pluto's my favorite Disney cartoon character of the old cartoons. I loved Pluto cartoons more than Donald Duck.
The dog?
Goofy, yes, the Pluto specific ones. Just I loved them. So there is no indication of, hey, here are the old classic cartoons. There's just, show me, let me click on Goofy or Minnie or Daffy or Chippendale or whoever, but I want to see the hand drawn from So anyways, there's no curation for that. There's no old stuff. But if you want to know if it's there, just type it in the search bar. The search bar works well. So I can't find Pluto because they won't surface it to me. But if I typed in Pluto, I found a lot of the cartoons that I wanted to watch.
Yeah, it's weird.
So if you don't find it, doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah.
Sound like a Radiohead lyric there. There's like a, just because you see it doesn't mean it's there. It's like it's track 9 off of King of Limbs. Anyways, let's talk about what games we've been playing. This ended up going way longer than I thought with a short news section, ironically.
I know. Well,
so
ramble.
I'm gonna say let's cut the question of the week and let's talk about the games we've been playing, and then Dumbass has some good feedback for us, and we'll call it a show.
Sure.
So Kevin, what you been up to, man?
So the games, actually, mine luckily are short. I saw the credits to Modern Warfare, the new Call of Duty game. Have you played it?
I've heard it's good. I've heard it's super fun.
It is good. See, Call of Duty, their campaigns have always been good. I've always been a big fan of the story modes, and that's why one of the Call of Duties they released recently didn't have a campaign. It was just multiplayer.
Yeah.
And I haven't played a multiplayer Modern Warfare since, I think, Advanced Warfare on PS4. And my favorite one was always Modern Warfare 2. That's the one where my brother, my friends, we all played together online. Xbox was big and hot, and I played it every day. I didn't have a life, so I really love that version.
That's the title in my mind that I've dabbled with some Call of Duty, but I've played very little. I played all of them from an outsider's perspective. That's the Empire Strikes Back, or you know what I mean? Like that's the one that seems like the consensus. That's the Dark Knight of the series, the Modern Warfare 2.
Because I haven't played any Call of Duty since Advanced Warfare, and this was Modern Warfare. The only reason why I played it is because my buddy and I share an account, and he told me he bought it. And I was like, oh, perfect. So I have it now, too. Because he has 300 of my games, and I have 3 of his. Mm-hmm. Fun. But I have his Netflix account, so I guess we're even. So I was like, you know what? I have it. Let me try playing online, or play the campaign. So I beat the campaign. I really enjoy the story. Like I said, they always do well with the campaigns. The stories are very well told, and they're entertaining. They're always different. Either you're in a helicopter, you're doing sniper mission. Like they try to change because it's first person. Sure, you can only do so much. It's still the same. Go up to this point, kill a bunch of guys, cutscene, go to this point. Every first person shooter is the same in that regards. But I did beat it, and it is sort of a prequel sequel to. I thought it was a sequel to Modern Warfare, but it's a reboot in a way to Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. So I didn't know that. I thought it was like a kind of a spiritual sequel, but they're rebooting it because I guess it's the most successful one, and they want to hit lightning twice, and they did because it's again successful. Mm-hmm. But I think it's cute that they think I paid attention that much to the storyline because they're like, I don't want to spoil anything, but they mentioned a bunch of names from previous games in the Modern Warfare series, and I'm like, oh, you think I actually care about these guys? No, that's cute that you think that.
Some people do.
I know some people do, but after 10 years, I don't care about Soap or anything.
Sure.
Like I know Price from the Modern Warfare, but I don't know anything about him. I just know the name exists, and he's a character with a funny mustache. But anyway, so the campaign's great. Highly recommend it. It was weird. It took me 3 days to download this game because first you got to download the shell. So the game loads up, and I'm like, all right, campaign. And it's like, you need the pack. The fuck you talking about, the pack? All right, let me do multiplayer. You need the pack. All right, let me try this co-op thing. You need the pack. I'm like, so what the hell did I download? I just downloaded the shell of the game.
Yeah.
So you had to download 6 different files. So I downloaded multiplayer first to play that while campaign's downloading. So I played multiplayer, and you play one Call of Duty, you play them all. The controls don't change. I find that I was talking to someone on Twitter about how I'm like, am I old? Because I can't see any of the characters. Like the TV's too far now. The game's too realistic where I'm shooting at a bush for 20 minutes because I think it's a person and it's not. And then I get killed. I get killed all the time, but I was never good at it.
Sure.
And the font I find is smaller too. And he was saying, no, you're getting old. But I compared to Modern Warfare 2 kill, like a score sheet to this Modern Warfare score sheet, and the font is smaller. So I guess it's meant to be played on bigger TVs or more upscale TVs. I don't know. I play multiplayer with my brother. We were playing together, which is funny because now it's crossplay, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's on Xbox, and I was texting him the whole time we were playing. I'm like, oh, watch out behind you and all that. And I'm like, man, I really wish we had a headset. I wonder if the headset can communicate over crossplay. And then I realized I could just call my brother. So so instead of texting him, we just spoke to each other on the phone and we were playing. It was like old times, like we used to do Modern Warfare 2.
Sure.
We haven't played in 2 weeks because we have kids now. So, but it was nice.
At least you got to a little bit though.
Yeah, but I tried playing a game multiplayer on my own, and after dying, this is the only game that makes me rage. Like I get very, very, very upset in Modern Warfare because it's bullshit. I was hiding. How did you know I was there?
It's because you like it, and like you spawn, you die. Take 5 steps, you die. You shoot at him, but you die.
When I was a teen, I broke 3-4 controllers. There was holes in my walls from me punching it, from being so angry at Call of Duty. Like, I'm not even joking. I broke maybe 4 or 5 controllers, Xbox 360 controllers, by throwing it across the room. Headsets broke because the wire would rip out. Yeah. I was like very angry. Now, when I was playing it and I was feeling the rage, I went, leave game? Nah, I deleted it. I'm like, no.
Yeah, just fucking uninstall.
I'm an adult now. I have a kid. I can't be angry at a game on multiplayer that I don't even want to play. I have other games I want to play.
Yeah.
So I deleted the multiplayer. If my brother asks me to play again, I'll reinstall it and we'll play together. But I'll only play with my brother or my buddy. That's it.
Yeah.
None of this single online play nonsense.
I'm with you, man. That's how I'm in Rocket League.
So which brings me, since I stopped playing the multiplayer because I find out at the time, I started playing Detroit Become Human. Have you played this?
Mm-mm.
So I bought this. There was a Heavy Rain pack. You guys remember I sent you guys an email when I was playing Heavy Rain and how I had to change language because it sounded like my mom was yelling at me. So this came bundled with Heavy Rain. So it was like a double bundle or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't
same
remember
developer.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, well, I wanted Heavy Rain.
Is that who it is?
I think so. David Cage is the writer.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, I never heard of Detroit, but it's 2 games for like $10. Can't go wrong. And then the games went free for PlayStation Plus because
I've heard nothing, overwhelmingly positive stuff. I should say.
So
I haven't heard
that's
anything but good. But I've heard it's really excellent.
Yeah. So Heavy Rain is a joke of a game. It's a terrible story with terrible animation that looks very pretty. It's a beautiful looking game, but the animation is very stiff. The accents are all over the place. Like, they press X to Jason. Jason. Never heard that? Yeah. That's where that comes from. And the story makes absolutely no sense. The characters are dumb. It was just a stupid game that while playing, I'm like, I want to be done with this. I bought it. I want to be done.
Sure.
Detroit, on the other side, I'm so immersed with these characters. I'm immersed with the world around it. I'm reading fucking flyers and magazines in the game going, that's really cool that you can do that. Like, is your android spying on you? Stories about families who lost their kids and who get an android kid and how that's messing up the future because no one's having kids anymore. They're having like stuff like that in magazines in the game.
That's
I'm
cool.
going, that is very interesting. Like if I did lose my kid, like knock on wood, obviously, but would I get an android to replace her? And would I ever try again if I have this kid who's always going to be a kid for the rest of my life? And if everyone's doing that, then the population is not going to grow.
Yeah, it's a good moral question.
And I'm like, this is so stupid. It's the same idiot who made Heavy Rain. Intrigued. So then I made the joke of Heavy Rain control like a bunch of androids, and they're like, hey, keep that control style and let's make them actual robots.
I like how in the show notes you call it Detroit.
Oh, did I misspell it?
Oh, that was not intentional.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, what a great joke. I almost corrected it.
Android.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were doing.
No, I'm not that clever. It'd be a dick joke.
I'm sorry I outed you.
Detroit. Shit, no, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, Detroit. Become Human. I'm like, clever girl.
Meanwhile,
you just fat fingered it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm about 6 hours in. I heard it's a like 11-hour game. It's one of those multi-ending games, which you're like me. The minute those credits roll, I'm done. I'm not gonna play the game again to see what happens if I'm an asshole.
Unless it's a 2-hour Undertale game. Like there's always exceptions.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I could be wrong. I like the characters I'm playing with right now, and it's more of a movie. It's not an actual.
I was gonna say you'd probably be better off going to YouTube to
watch the different endings
Yeah.
and see what happens. And in these games, I'll only restart because usually I go in these types of games like Walking Dead. You know, you make your choices, you live with them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll only change my choice if I didn't understand the instructions.
Okay.
So if a guy dies because I gave him a heart attack, I'm like, well, I didn't know that was an option.
Sure.
Like it says, you know, keep his heart rate at this point, but I thought the heart rate had to go past that point for him to tell me the truth. But when their heads explode, I'm like, ooh, I didn't mean for that to happen because I didn't understand what you meant by tolerance.
Yeah.
That's the only time I'll restart it. But if someone dies because of a choice I made, I'll go with it.
Cool.
So, but so far I'm enjoying it. It's a beautiful looking game. The world is, I'm so interested in this world and how like they made this crazy, like one android's doing a pickup for a human, goes to a store, another android's a cashier. They look at each other going, I have a delivery. And the other person's like, can I see your ID? And he blinks and then they blink. Transaction complete. Have a good day. Goodbye. And I'm like, that's so cool.
That
like,
is.
that
Takes a lot of time to animate that for just to world build.
To build this world. Yeah. It's so beautiful. I'm into it.
Cool.
And the last game I played and I beat was Resident Evil Revelations 2 on the Vita.
Nice.
I explained last podcast.
I thought you didn't like how that played on the Vita. Am I wrong?
I hate it.
Yeah.
No, I hate it's a piss poor port. But once I start a game, I have to beat it. It's a curse.
Okay.
I can't not. I have to. So I beat it. A lot of things on the Vita. Even I noticed the little icon on the Vita for Resident Evil Revelations is stretched, or no, it's compressed. So it's even that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I read reviews on it. I'm like, is it just me or did anyone else see that this game is shit? Yeah, people were like, the reticles are terrible. It's a downgrade of graphics. The blood looks like smudges. The font is tiny, even though it's on a tiny screen. So like they didn't think about that. Doing headshots on a Vita is nearly impossible with a small reticle. The music is awful. The loading time is awful. And I played the PS4 version and I loved it. So it is the port itself that sucks. I beat it. I saw the ending. This one comes with 2 extra missions called The Struggle and Little Miss. So I tried The Struggle. I'm like, let me see what this is about. And it's like kill 5. The point is you have to hunt for food while surviving for 45 minutes. And if you die and you have no more food, the game, you start over. I'm like, that doesn't sound fun at all.
Yeah.
Delete. So I got rid of it for my Vita. It's out. I did it.
Hey, bravo. Good job.
Gone.
Hey.
So
now you can move on to. I'm glad you got so much out of Detroit because you've been going through this Resident Evil slog recently. You're like, what's the worst possible way I can like experience Resident Evil? Okay, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm not gonna let myself stop.
I wrote in the notes to remind me the final boss. So I don't know if you've ever done this. You're playing a game and you're like, I'll get back to it tomorrow, and then you go back in the game, and then it was 2 bullets, and then the credits roll, and you're like, well, that sucks.
Sure.
So the boss, I was on it and I put the Vita on standby mode. So I was like, oh, I think I did it wrong. So let me try killing him. Let me try getting the boss to kill me. I ran out of ammo, had nothing. Because I was supposed to aim at the heart, but I was aiming at the head. Res Evil. So I just went up to the boss. I kept slashing him with a knife, hoping to just, die. Die.
So you could do it the right way.
I killed the boss with a knife. I was trying to get it to kill me so I can restart the level with all my ammo.
Yeah.
Aim at. So I'm just like slashing it, going, whatever, fucking kill me, just kill me. Took forever. I'm like, just kill me. And then then it died. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell just happened? I was like, okay, well, that's not what I was planning, but sure, let's go with that.
Yeah, I've had credits roll on game before. I'm like, oh, that's not what I was expecting. The end of one that comes to mind is it was like a simple quick time event to beat Middle Earth, Shadow of War, or whatever.
Fuck. Oh, Shadow of Mordor, or whatever it's called?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, the first Mordor game or whatever. Yeah, the end boss there was like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, Batman combat the whole way through, and you give me a quick time event for the boss. Okay, have fun. Yeah. So, cool. I'm going to rip through what I've been playing. I'm going to save, I don't know. Yooka Laylee, I've been playing Yooka Laylee and the Impossible Lair a lot. I do have one quick complaint, but I do want to preface the complaint by saying I love the game.
Yeah.
A lot. It's awesome. It has that game mechanic where I need to have collected enough certain kind of coins before I can unlock next kind of levels. So what I'm forced to do is replay levels that I just beat, with a YouTube guide open because the coins are hidden. So it's like, I hate that kind of a grind in a platformer.
That's like Crash Bandicoot has the same thing.
Shocker, considering the development team. So that's my only real complaint, though. The difficulties like ramp up. It took a little slow to start getting as difficult as I wanted, but man, it's just phenomenal right now. I think I just finished chapter 15, and I think there's maybe
how long is each chapter?
There's like two levels as a chapter.
Okay. So like Sonic Zone 1, Zone 2, and boss fight kind of situation?
Yes.
Minus the boss fight.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And I think there's like 20 of them. At any point, you can go to the final boss like you can in Breath of the Wild. So what I'm doing is I'm going and I'm playing. All I want to do is play through all the levels. You get this little buff that'll help you in the final level, so there's an incentive to play them. But if you're good enough, you don't need the buffs or whatever. So, I really, really love playing the game. I was not a Donkey Kong Country guy growing up, but I've talked about it before. I really liked the remakes of the modern Donkey Kong Country games, like Frozen and all that. I want to draw attention to the music in Chapter 7 or Chapter 11 called Conveyor Chaos. Kevin, this fucking song got me. Like, I was just sitting there playing, and it's just got this, like toe tapping, like, real catchy kind of chord progression. Oh, no. Yes, but it's not going to come through the right way. Plus, I want you to listen with headphones. I don't want your iPhone coming through.
I'm just trying to help the audience, man.
Me too, which is why I don't want their experience with this song to be through your phone, through a microphone, recompressed through this broadcast, and ultimately buckled down to 96 kilohertz. What I want is just to go to YouTube and look for Conveyor Chaos or Chapter 11 music and Yooka Laylee. It just has it uses it's almost got like a really poppy chord progression where you'd expect a lot of major chords in it, but they do it with minor chords. It's just fucking great. So, Yooka Laylee, Impossible Lair, I highly recommend it. I will continue to talk about it as I play it.
I love when a song like that sticks out in the game, like Final Fantasy 13, the battle music. Oh, so good.
I'm a music person as far as like
I am too.
A fan where I've spent hours just searching for music kind of a thing. I really enjoy the hunt for all of that. So yeah, when I get exposed to a new song, I wasn't expecting it, and I'm like, fuck, it just hits me in a way. Yeah. And this doesn't come across like, oh, this song was made for me or anything, but I get it. Like, I'm vibing with it.
It's like Splash Hill Zone for Sonic the Hedgehog 4. That shitty game, but that beautiful music for that game.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I believe you.
So good.
So, but Yooka Laylee is awesome. I would definitely recommend playing it. Also, I jumped out of the Outer Worlds.
You jumped out?
Jumped out.
I almost got it because of you.
I might go back in,
but I saw things online about it, and I was like,
I got behind, man. So Luigi's Mansion came out.
Oh, that's what you got out of it. That'll do it.
Loved it, by the way. Beat it. It's all credits.
Luigi's Mansion?
Yeah. Luigi's Mansion is...
They're usually pretty short. 6 to 8 hours, I'd say.
No.
Oh, well then.
I think I got 12 or 13.
Okay.
I think how long to beat. I came in a couple hours under how long to beat. I think I finished in 12. Either way, I liked it more than the 3DS version, which I've played through twice. So...
Dark Side? No, that's
Dark Moon.
Dark Moon.
Fair Freudian, whatever.
Have you played the Luigi's Mansion 3DS version, the first one?
That's what I'm... No, is there... you mean the GameCube one?
Yeah, the GameCube one. Yeah, they released it on the 3DS.
Oh, I heard that there was a remake for... No, I did not. I only played Dark Moon.
Okay, yeah, I played both of them.
I was confused because I saw something about a remake. And I'm like, I didn't think it was a remake. Anyways, I only played Dark Moon, and I loved it. And this is way better. I will say that there are some weird control things, but they don't get in the way.
The controls has always been weird in those games, especially on portable.
Yeah,
like the shoulder buttons.
Yeah, and you have
down.
the perspective it's trying to play from is also really weird. I'm not really sure how you could even fix it. But the game is designed in a way where that's not going to get in your way. So you don't have like cheap tests or lose out on stuff. Because
even the music in that game,
dude, it's so fantastic.
Like it stuck with me because it's so good.
Yeah,
and sometimes he'll hum it to himself.
And there are payoffs for knowing that. They subtly hinted it, like they give you little tastes of it, the way that they did in that Sonic movie. So,
what's the device that he uses to communicate with?
That's what I wanted to. What's your guess?
So on the
what would you pick? No, what would you want it to be? Not the DS, right? Because that's what he uses in Dark Moon.
Dark Moon, he uses DS. The other one he uses the Game Boy Advance, I think.
Okay, so what do you want him to use as a? You can pick any Nintendo device. What do you want as the communication device?
The Virtual Boy.
That's what they use. It's called the Virtual Boo.
Yes, I was thinking the only portable system besides the.
It's the best choice. I was hoping. I figured that there was. I would have. If I was in Vegas, I would have bet money you would have picked that. Because it's the best and most obvious choice. But they do it so well. They even
what do they call it?
The Virtual Boo.
Oh, the Virtual Boo. Yeah.
And cute. When you have it up, the interface is all in red. And they even have little jokes about how this is going to be like a $1 million seller blockbuster item. And like, they're like, we have the best marketing behind it. Like they're self-aware and have little jokes about it. So it's very fun.
Yeah.
So Luigi's Mansion 3, I loved it. I would recommend it. And then the last.
Is he still looking for Mario? Sorry, is he still looking for Mario in that game?
Yes.
Does he still have like that Mario button?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It's awesome. Get a
Does
Switch.
He hang himself?
Nope.
Oh, he does in the other one. No, it's one of those gaming urban legends.
Someone else hangs him.
Like, hang.
You're gonna have to buy a Switch and play the game and find out what I meant by that.
Okay, my mom gave me money for my birthday, and I'm pretty that I traded a bunch of my old games, so I have about $100 on credit.
Oh,
and technically, I can afford a Switch right now.
It's getting close,
but I'm starting to feel bad about spending that money on myself, even though it's my birthday money.
Well, it's because you're a good father. You have a family. I get it.
But I'm a terrible person, so I'm gonna wait until Black Friday and see
if
Switch is going deal. Yeah,
do it
because that's my last system is the Switch. After that, I am not buying any more new consoles.
It's gonna be Stadia for life. So the last thing I wanted to mention real quick was I tried the Xbox streaming beta on Android, and it lets you stream from your console to your phone.
Okay.
And it works
like when PS4 has a remote play.
Yes.
Kind of situation. Yeah. Okay.
It works over your local Wi-Fi and over cellular data.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can play remote. If you got a good connection, both ways, all around, you can kind of play it. And I use Ori and the Blind Forest to test it out.
Mm-hmm.
I am now pretty damn far into Ori because that is one of the greatest games I've ever played. I don't recently have been using that. I don't mean that to be hyperbolic. Like, Titanfall 2 is one of the best games I've ever played. I just adore it. There was something else. Towerfall 2 is Towerfall is one of my favorite co-op experiences I've had. And
one of the best games ever
and Ori and the Blind Forest is like it's just one of the most magical games I've ever played. I adore the game, and it's a good test because it's a platformer. So how is the streaming? How's the latency? And it was shockingly awesome. But then there was an app update, and now my buttons won't configure right anymore on my phone. Like now, my shoulder button is the X
on
button.
The beta.
Yes.
So maybe people are writing in that these buttons should be flipped or whatever.
No, but yes, something like that. They definitely weren't complaining about buttons, but I think they inadvertently broke buttons fixing something else for my specific phone.
Yeah.
I don't think that they intentionally changed it. I think I've got a bug. But there was my phone, my Android. I've got a Pixel 3, so I get the newest iterations of Android as it releases. So one of the problems you get is it can break stuff on you. So it updated. So I'm going to try it again because it took the X away, which meant that I could no longer use the weapon. Like it totally broke it. But when it worked, it was stunning, dude. It was absolutely. I was playing Ori for hours.
Yeah. Where were you playing it though?
In my bedroom, on my phone, over my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, because that's how I feel with remote play on my phone. I got my Vita specifically for remote play.
Yeah, but that's garbage.
It's awful. But my phone,
right? It's amazing.
Yeah, it's perfect.
The Steam Link actually works really well too, but man, the Xbox one's awesome. Yeah. I tried to do the Project X Cloud, but I'm not in that program, so we'll see. It's awesome, but man, Ori and the Blind Forest. I'm playing through it again because I never completed the definitive edition. So this is now my third playthrough. So
it sounds like Hollow Knight. Ever play Hollow Knight?
No, it definitely is. It is like Hollow Knight, and that's on Games Pass. And I have it installed. Hollow Knight's on my to-do list.
I spent 80 hours on Hollow Knight. I love that game. I loved it so much. I only stopped playing because I had to stop playing.
Yeah, I get it.
I was never going to move on.
I get it. So, yeah. Then, do you happen to have comments up, or do you want me to rip through some of Dumbass's stuff here?
If you can,
are you prepared? Okay, I'll take care of these. So going back to episode 301, our good buddy Dumez has some stuff to write in. He says, "Hey, Scott. You know, my alter ego is basically Captain Corrector, where I correct people on the internet. And while I'm going to pronounce it wrong, I'm so embarrassed I did this mistake too. That Euler disc that you got is pronounced Euler." He's absolutely right. Normally, I would have let it slide, but if you're going to have something that nerdy, you better pronounce it right. And he's absolutely right. And what makes me mad that I got the Euler wrong, because it's spelled Euler, but it's pronounced like Euler.
I would have said Euler.
Yeah. Well, that's wrong too. But I learned about this from Numberphile, the mathematics YouTube channel.
Sure.
It's awesome. Dumbass loves this channel too.
Okay.
So I learned about like the mathematics behind it from this channel, and then I saw another thing, and as soon as I saw this, I was embarrassed. I'm like, that is the same fucking thing. I'm an idiot. I can't believe I did that. So, anyways, Dumbass, thank you. Yes, it is the Euler disc, but it is spelled Euler. It's awesome. Super fun. It's a cool tabletop knickknack. It just makes the most satisfying. It's just a coin that turns, eventually stops.
Yeah.
But it just goes on for a long time. Do you have something else you want to play?
Oh, no. I was making sure there's no background music.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to interrupt the bit if you had something like...
Oh, no. I've been doing that every so often. There's no music.
There's no music started, I promise. He also says, I have another fact. The mathematician Euler, his theorem, Euler's little theorem from hundreds of years ago, is a basis for all cryptography today. All banking and encryption on the internet is a passkey, private, public key. I think he means key. Very interesting. Hundreds of years ago, that's the basis of the encryption. Do you understand how encryption works?
Oh, fuck no.
You should go, not only is there Numberphile on YouTube, there's Computerphile on YouTube. And they speak to people like you and me that aren't developers and aren't software people, but can understand concepts.
That's my work, I guess.
Dude, oh man, both are incredible shows. Dumbass says this dumb IGN list has a lot more influential rather than best.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. Dumbass also says Little Nemo and the Dream Master is an awesome game, and I also played it recently, and it's still awesome. It's a little bit of bullshit on the hard side points, but it's a ton of fun.
Is it the NES game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where you're like in a dream and you have little candies and you jump on little monsters and stuff. It's Capcom.
I get that mixed up with...
Wait, what did you just say Capcom? Or NES?
No, NES.
Yeah, it was made by Capcom. I didn't want to... what I thought I just did, I thought you were like, yeah, Capcom made the game. And I'm like, oh, yeah, and Capcom made it. But you said NES, not Capcom. I would just second guess what I had heard.
No, I get that mixed up with Milo's Secret Castle.
Milon's Secret Castle, yeah.
I get those two games
That's
mixed
too
up all the
bad.
time.
Milon's is unbearably terrible.
Yeah, so
Good
that's why I was making
tune,
sure.
Nope, yep. So that's his comments from episode 301. Now on 302, Dumez says, Scott, you brought a tear to my eye when I heard you pronounce Halloween properly. I'm not sure if you learned that from me or you on yours part of the world happened to pronounce it properly, but it was glorious anyways. He says, but it's always glorious when any Americans I see pronounce it wrong. Like,
How is it pronounced?
So Hallows Eve. Like, I was pronouncing it like hollow, like empty, instead of how. Like, so I was doing an HOL to start instead of an HAL.
So the correct way is which one?
Halliburton. HAL. Halloween. Hallows Eve.
Never actually thought about
This is why it's spelled with an A in it. HALLOW.
This is Halloween. It doesn't have the same ring to it.
I still say it. Dumbass, I do remember you calling me out for my Ohio accent. And if I said Halloween correctly, maybe I did correct myself. It was not a conscious effort, so maybe you fixed me.
It's like Mario or Mario to me.
Those don't sound the same. Like, Hallow and Hollow sound so close to me. Like, that's not going to trip me up. But Mario and Mario, like, that's jarring to me. It must be Dumez, with me saying Halloween versus Halloween, must be as jarring to him as Mario and Mario is for me.
Oh, all right.
Everyone's sensitive in different ways.
Halloween. How do you spell Halloween? Now I forgot. HA, right?
HA is how you spell it. But I was pronouncing it HO. And I think I still do. Also, nuclear is one that I get wrong all the time. I'm a nuclear.
It's pronounced nuclear. That's a Simpsons joke. God.
The clear one is what I don't do. I've got a problem with crayon. I just say...
Crayon?
Yeah, I just say crayon.
Okay.
Like a can with an R, like crayon.
I said...
I don't have the A on or whatever. Huh?
Rotten?
Rotten?
Yeah. I say rotten, just like I say button. Any two T's in the middle?
Okay, yeah.
It's always been a weird way of me saying it.
You mumble through
rotten, button.
Gotcha. So, yeah, but dumbass, you know what? Honestly, I'm sure that you did have an influence, so I'll give you credit for me pronouncing it right.
That's why the White Stripes song was so hard. The hardest button to button. I never pronounced it correctly.
But yeah, dumbass, I love corrections. I know I'm not always right, so anytime I make mistakes, I enjoy it. Dumbass also says, my guess is that there weren't other Canadians buying the Amazon stuff. I've been spending mad cash on there lately, yo.
Me.
He has, but you don't have children. There are people with children buying some of our stuff, so there's no doubt in my mind that based on SD cards and other gadgets in the listing of the commissions or whatever, Dumez is definitely carrying more than the lion's share there. So thank you very much, Dumez.
Yeah.
I want to say like he's had enough commissions for us to get like $10 or $12 last month or something.
Sweet.
So that's our thing is like if we can passively have you support the show, like if you're shopping at Amazon anyways, if we can trouble you to click on our link to go there, that feels the most fair. Because man,
I give it to my mom whenever she does it.
I can't do Patreon, man. We just couldn't keep up.
Or like
too busy.
For $1 a month, you get
too busy. Too busy.
A tweet.
I'd be yeah. And then lastly, he says, I have a hot Netflix tip for Kevin.
Ooh.
There and the I've got a hot tip for Kevin there. And the streaming on Netflix. What you do is you log onto your Netflix account on the internet with a browser and click on your account settings when the wife isn't looking.
Oh, because when she was watching it last night.
And you can set the Netflix account to streaming at 720p. She'll never know what you've done.
That's true. That's a good idea.
You're going to save the bandwidth. There you go.
It actually was good today.
It was great today.
We had a couple hiccups at the beginning, but
They were not. They were not bandwidth based.
Nope.
So, they were my PC's fault this time. So, but Damez, you're the man. Thank you very much, bud.
Thank you.
Great feedback as always. If you'd like to contact the show, you can send us an email, classicelite@gmail.com. That's classicl337. That is also our handle on all the social media sites, classicl337 on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitch. Go for it there. So, Kevin, before I finish wrapping up the show, any other final thoughts or anything?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to... What is their name? Bradley.
Talking about balls? Yeah. Yes.
So I have my Instagram, gaming Instagram thing.
We gotta. By the way, sorry, you got to start plugging your Instagram on our show or your Twitter and all that stuff.
I don't really care about. That.
Well,
I don't care about followers and all that.
You're not going to get followers from us, but we have very few listeners. But okay, I'm just
Retro
saying.
Relapstick.
Yeah, don't be shy. Because
when I hear me yell at people all day long on Twitter, I do that. Then I quickly back up because I realize I don't want to argue. Like, I'll call someone as dingus for like some political thing, and then they'll like argue back with stats, and I'm like, oh, I don't actually care. Like,
you do your Rocket League LOL.
Yeah, I do my LOL okay, and then I call it a day. I don't really care this much to argue with.
Okay, sorry, but you had a shout out.
Sorry, Bradley. Wrote on my Instagram, which is called Retro Pixel Love, where I just put pictures of gaming stuff like art, and I usually make fun of stuff on there, which is what the Classic Leap Instagram does too.
What? Just right? Yeah. I mean, I haven't
gaming related pictures.
Yeah, that's just gaming related. I haven't posted a picture on there in ages. I suck at social media. Anyways.
Oh, I love it. I'm a teenage girl. Bradley wrote on my Retro Pixel Love account, "Yo, Kevin, I didn't know this was your account until I heard the podcast. Good stuff." So he was already following me on that Instagram account, not knowing I was the same Kevin from
What a Small World. How cool is
right?
that? Like, it also shows those algorithms what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Like, it knew, hey, Bradley, you definitely want to check out this account.
Yeah,
because it knew.
It's just fun when I saw, because I didn't know he was on the account either, like as a follower.
Because he doesn't use Tecmo Balls as his name over on Instagram.
Yeah, so I was surprised. I was like, oh shit, I know you and you know me. I gave you stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Anyway, just a shout out to him. But yeah, if you want to follow my dumb little Instagram account where I just put pictures of games in my collection and just whatever gaming relays, Retro Pixel Love, a lot of underscores because it was taken. It has a little gorilla from Rampage as the icon. That's when you know it's the right one.
Yep.
And if you do want to follow me on Twitter and hear my stupid ramblings and cowardly into a corner because I'm a wiener, it's Retro Relapstick. It's a stupid name. Just type in Classic Kevin. I changed my name. Classic Leap Family. Yeah.
That's right. Welcome aboard. Name change. It's official. So, yeah, shout out to Tecmo Balls. Awesome dude. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for the show. Sweet. Kevin, good episode. Really enjoyed it. Anybody that's listened this far, thank you very much. I 10 friend points. I want to thank Ben Landis very much for letting us use his song Through the Forest as our intro music. And shout out to Cubby for giving us permission to use his song Tidal Force. I almost said Sleep. That's the album Sleep. Just kind of a brain fart there. Our RSS feed is available at our website, classicelite.com. But any podcast app will have us other than Spotify. I have not gotten around to reapplying to Spotify. I think we'll get on this next go-round. Yeah, the first time I applied, it was a few years ago, and it was a Google form. It was the weirdest, like, it was clearly something they gave to the interns. And then over the last couple of years, like, holy shit, like, millions of hours of podcasts I listen to every day. We should probably get in on that.
Is Stitcher still a thing?
Yeah, I think technically.
Okay.
Like, we're on there if you search for us, but Stitcher's bullshit.
I liked it because you can see your stats on like iTunes.
Yeah, but they the thing with I won't get into it. Stitcher sucks, but that is a nice thing. Stats are nice. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the show. We have Amazon affiliate links in the links or in our descriptions anywhere that you find the show. That way, if you'd like to support us passively, just click on our Amazon link before going to Amazon. We'll get a commission on anything that you buy. And yeah, that's going to be it for the show. Everybody, thank you very much for listening to episode 303 of the Classic Elite Podcast. And we'll see you next week for episode 304.
Peace, man. That's my new Bart Simpson outro.
That's great. All right, I timed that ending well. All right, if anybody's still here for YouTube, thank you very much for hanging out all night. We appreciate it. And
thanks, y'all.
We're going to shut it down. We'll see you later. Good night.
Peace.